I'm Jenny Johnson, the student ID 1024163. So in this lab we are going to look how to configure the Raspberry Pi with a Node-RED application and later connect it to a IBM IoT platform. So this is my Raspberry device which is connected to the laptop using an USB cable, and I have already set up the headless setup, and it is connected using the putty terminal. So I have already entered my user ID and password and is logged in as pi@Jenny. So I'm going to do all the configuration in the VNC via controller. So I have first entered the command sudo raspi config, and I have already enabled the VNC viewer. So this is my VNC viewer, and you can see first I have entered hostname -i in order to get the IP address which we need later in the later stage of the Node-RED. So, and I have, in order to measure the temperature of the device, I have given the command vcgncmt measure temp, which will provide the temperature, that is 43.5 degrees Celsius. And I have already installed the Node-RED application using sudo apt install Node-RED, and after that, in order to run the Node-RED application, I have entered the command Node-RED start. So it will enable the Node-RED and will create the needed flows. So in order to run it locally, we can enter the command Node-RED. So once it is entered, then we need to go to any browser and enter the IP address of your device :1880. So when I entered like that, it will first will provide a blank flow where we need to create our desired flow. So in order to measure the temperature, first I have dragged and dropped an inject input where we will be giving the input. Then there is an execution node where we will give the command vcgncmt in order to measure the temperature. Then we will provide a function where we will write the code. This code will provide the output of the message.payload in a special format, and then a debug is also provided, message.payload, in order to debug the output. Then I have provided an IBM Watson IoT output in order to connect it to the IoT cloud. So once now if we look that, we can, so once I deploy this, this input, we can see that it will provide this input temperature as the current temperature 48.3, but I'm getting an error message that there is a client is not connected. This is because when I click on this IBM Watson and go to Quick Start and try to connect to the Quick Start, it will take me to a page where I'm getting an 500 HTTP error 500, showing that this page is not working. So I tried to create a IBM account in order to log in with a registered ID, but still when I tried giving my name, address and all the card details, it was showing me that I couldn't place an order, that there is an authorizing with the credit card. So I was not able to log in as a registered ID. So in this lab I was not able to connect this Node-RED application into the IBM, but still I will get the temperature range in the debug console.